Hey everyone, I'm teen writer Noah Barfield, author of that incredible, amazing action fantasy novel, Legend Land, which is on the store of my website now, and it's also available on Amazon. It will probably be available there for eternity, but you can check out either one at either location, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can do both. I'm not going to stop you. Regardless, I'm going to provide all the links for it below, or alternatively, you can just click here. Either one works, so take your pick and check out my novel. Now this is Writer's Corner, you know that, I know that, and we both know that it's been a while. Now, my family and I travel full-time for nomads, it's what we do, but now we're finally settled in a location for a little while, so I can once again film. I'm filming in my room, from my bed, because that's the perfect job I have. Also, I'm filming on my bed because I thought, hey, I could record this in front of a drab, brown, monotonous-looking closet door, or I could give them a taste of color since they've been without me for so long. I decided on a taste of color. So I have something special for all of you this week, since it has been a while, and it's going to be about characters, specifically the unknown. Now, what's the unknown? Patience. Now, I like talking about characters for a multitude of reasons, but personally it's because I think arguably they're the most important part of the story. I know so many people, I have encountered so many people, got feedback from so many people, and personally experienced that I will suffer through a bad plot for some great characters, but it doesn't work the other way around. Now, if you have suffered through a bad cast of characters for a great plot, or anyone you know has, let me know, because I would like to experience that, just to be kind of well-rounded. But I personally like to have a unique storyline with lots of twists and turns, and a great, relatable, awesome, interesting cast of characters to go along with it. That's just my personal preference. But I like characters a lot, and so I'm going to talk about them, specifically the unknown, because it's important. The unknown is so many things, and I'm gonna, rather than just allude to what it is, I'll give you a straight answer in just a moment. In this video, I'm going to give you a straight answer as to what the unknown is, and then I'm going to give you the purpose of the unknown and why you want one in your story anyway, as well as some awesome tips for writing the unknown, because you deserve those and I want to give them. So first off, what is the unknown? The unknown is a character archetype, but you're really only going to have one unknown in your entire series, much less one novel. They're commonly introduced at the very beginning of the series and ultimately only reach their culmination at the very end. That's whenever they unlock their final form. Their progress is complete. They're finished. So the unknown is the person who you're not really sure about their intentions. You can't really say for certain what their allegiances are. This may have started out as a minor character, and then just through coincidence or whatever, they've become a much more major character and you weren't expecting it. You don't really know how you feel about it. Maybe they're around at all of the important parts for no reason, or if they're not around and it's something that seems important, it wasn't important anyway. They have a lot of important things about them, tasks bequeathed unto them, yet there's no really explicable reason for it. They're not in the spotlight. They're a behind-the-sceneser. They're the ultimate hero who saves the day and you didn't know it was coming. They're the ultimate puppet master villain who can destroy any of your protagonists. Some examples would be Severus Snape from the Harry Potter series. Did you love him? Did you hate him? Did you cry? Did you laugh? Was he the ideal character? Was he ever in the spotlight? No. Was he the ideal character? No. But he tugged at the heartstrings of every fan who read the Harry Potter series and became a fan favorite in the very end, or maybe from the very beginning. He's a character who you can look at it and you still don't expect the unexpected every time you read it. That's just how greatly developed his character was. You also have characters like Murtagh from the Inheritance series. The teen angst in him initially was very palpable. And then he just kind of matured, but then also didn't mature. Was he good? Was he bad? He just had this neutral, I'm gonna look out for myself vibe, but he had an internal goodness with an external evilness that really conflicted with each other, but you didn't know what side he was on. He could have been anything, really. He was the ultimate wild card in that series. That's why he was the unknown. Or you have every character in a Song of Fire and Ice series, but specifically the Spider, who only wants what's good for the kingdom. What the crap, bro? What does that mean? just manipulating everything. The spider is in the spotlight, but then slowly crawling back into his web. The spider does so many things behind the scenes, subtly manipulating. He's the safest character from being killed off in this entire series. It's a masterpiece. You don't know what he really wants, and I don't think you ever will. That maddens me. Anyway, that's what the unknown is. So, what's the purpose of them? They're supposed to create suspense. That's the main thing. They create suspense in the story. Suspense is an entire genre. It's validated. It's there. You always want suspense in your story, even if it's just a little bit, and the unknown is a great way to do that. The unknown is also a great way to have sleight of hand writing style, where they're doing something over here, and as long as you keep the reader focused on this bright, distracting thing over here, they won't notice. The unknown is a great way to explain things off, because if something's happening over here and over there, why is this happening? Why is that happening? The unknown, pulling the strings, maybe unknowingly, maybe knowingly. Now it's important to note you can't have too much reliance on the unknown, but I'll get to that in a moment. The unknown's purpose is to give the ultimate twist at the very end. You know that feeling whenever your heart is dropped from your body and you're feeling like you're dead inside, but you want more, you crave more, you need more? That's the unknown at work. Whenever it's just there. This is what I wanted the entire book. The unknown is supposed to give you the culmination, the resolution to all of your expectations that you didn't know you were expecting. The final twist. That's what the unknown is supposed to do. Now, how are you supposed to write this character? And why do you want them there? Well, first off, why don't you want the unknown in there? Every great series, in my opinion, has the unknown. Has a character who's switching back and forth, who makes you unsure, who pulls at your heartstrings, and makes the entire novel, the entire series, an emotional endeavor for everyone. As to how you go about writing such a character, first, you have to take a step back. You can't put yourself in this reader's shoes, you can't put yourself in the character's shoes, you can't do that. You have to take a step back as an author. View your entire story from the top-down perspective. Look at it zoomed out. And then you have to sprinkle the breadcrumbs. You have to change the little things. And it slowly changes here and there, and just a little bit there, until it's finally so crooked at the end it's barely recognizable from how it started. And it can be beautiful, or it can be sick and twisted. It's up to you. But the unknown kind of has to be sprinkled throughout the story. It's always there. She's always there. The character is there every time. But you don't really notice. That's another thing. Think about all the things that you don't really notice. That as you're walking down the corner of the street, there's like, yeah, there's that building, there's a street light, you know, but then you notice the sign. You notice the bright sign, or you notice bright light. You notice this person who catches your eye. Think about all the people you pass that you don't really recognize, that you don't think about. That's the unknown. It just kind of blends in. They're always there. You know, it's like, hey, I'm here and I'm there. You know, animators do it often where they want to bring a character out of the shadows. It's like this character is always kind of in the background. You slowly just bring them closer and closer and closer to the foreground. That's another great way to do it. Also, another great way to make sure that you have the proper unknown is to realize they're never really going to be in the spotlight until the very end. Then they're going to step out and show themselves for what they really are, and you have to keep that in mind. What are they? Now, another tip for making sure that the unknown is the character that you can write, this complex being that you're trying to create, is to not put too much energy into the unknown. You need to have an entire world built before you can put the unknown in and have it start changing things and start tugging at heartstrings and start making the story amazing. You need to have a world up. You need to have a story built. You need to have characters there, because the unknown can't change anything if you didn't put thought into what it can change. Now, that's not to say that you can rely ultimately on the unknown. The unknown is an unpredictable character, and you need to make the unknown do different unpredictable things. You cannot fall in love with this character because it's ultimately going to stomp on your heart and kill you. This character is ultimately going to save the day, but at what cost? This character has a neutral vibe to them, but ultimately swings one way or the other, whether it's self-interest for the good or self-interest for the evil, whether they only ever had the interests of the entire world at heart, or whether they really wanted no interests at all because they want to exterminate everyone. The unknown cannot be completely relied upon, and you shouldn't in the story. You can't put them as the main character. You can't have them come out of the shadows too early, too late. You can't reveal them multiple times. It's a one-time thing only. And you cannot cast so much suspicion on them that you can't recover. It's a balancing act that only comes through trial and error and practice. A great way to do that is to make sure that you have read, viewed, and played as many things as possible that have characters like the unknown in them, and try and spot them in the stories. But ultimately, you can't rely too much on them because they're just background noise. Now, I'm really excited about this because unknowns are my favorite things to write, honestly. I have one in my book, maybe two, maybe four, you don't know. And it's just incredibly fun to write, but I don't give them a second thought most of the time because they're not the focal point, or they won't be for a long while yet. The unknown is one of my favorite things to write because whenever your story is whirlwind and cataclysmed into this great, amazing thing that you've spent years developing, your story has finally reached its culmination. You have characters that have survived, characters that have dropped like flies. Everything has reached its final moment and the dust settles. And the unknown comes out and says, it was me. It was me all along. That's what I love, and it's giving me chills. So thank you for watching. There are a lot of ways that you can support me to keep doing what I love, which is helping young writers or writers of all ages and doing the whole writing thing myself professionally. So you can get my book at many different places, mostly Amazon and anywhere on the interwebs really, and also my store. You can subscribe, tell everyone else you know to subscribe. The more people that know who I am, the more I want to do this. Share my social media links, check them out yourself. But most importantly, just thank you for watching. That's the greatest support I can have, and continue to enjoy.